6:14, and we say good morning to Mike Eppel on this Wednesday. Mike, happy hump day.
I'd actually forgotten what day of the week it was.
I had to think about it for a minute. I was like, wait, Tuesday? Tuesday was garbage day. Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So we're here.
That's where
I
we're
know.
at.
Everything is a blur. Everything
That's
is a
right.
blur. And
Yep.
it's gonna blur even more now that we're back to this modified lockdown, of
Yeah.
course, taking effect as of 12:01 this morning. And we have businesses that have already been dealing with so much now being impacted again.
And this is the time of year that all the gyms and the fitness equipment companies are saying, hey, it's time for those New Year's. No, you can't do New Year's resolutions because you can't go to a gym today. Shut down. Theaters closed, and we're back to where we were for whatever wave this has become, Tammy. And it's, the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses saying, hey, okay, start with the subsidies and supports because, again, so many restaurants are up. They were already had amassed thousands of dollars of debt in the past 2 years here, and it just keeps on keeping on. So as we go through another wave, I think for the next 2 weeks, we're going to just be ordering takeout every night to try to support some of the local restaurants in the area. And, it's a situation where, Frankie, I thought had it right yesterday. Instead of shutting businesses down, and shouldn't that money that is going there, shouldn't that have been going to the schools and the healthcare system to keep that part operational? Because that was all about, flattening the curve and, trying to weather the storm of these COVID waves. But anyway, it is what it is. And the biggest problem, Tammy, I think we've seen this now, isn't so much the number of people in ICUs necessarily. It's the staffing issues that every sector of the economy is having because people are, testing positive, whether they've got symptoms or what have you, and having to stay home. So
Yeah.
there's certainly a staff shortage, regardless of the industry right now. That's also a major struggle.
Yeah, exactly. Close contacts as well. We're feeling it here. Every industry
right.
is feeling it everywhere.
That's exactly right. If you've been, and it depends on the company, whether it's 14 days or 5 days or what have you. It's a mixed bag of recommendations right now about how to what you should be doing if in fact you do test positive on one of those little sticks or PCR test.
Right. Going from small businesses to big business now on the markets, we have another roll and another record to report as well.
Well, yeah, and we've talked about this, about how, look, the United States is on a different planet right now. By the, you look at the scenes there, and everybody's just going about their business as it were. You've got full sports stadiums and people out and about over the holidays, certainly traveling to and fro. And look, they're facing the same issues, staffing issues in every sector. Let's face it, they're just dealing with it in a different manner. But that is what the market looks at and says, okay, the U.S. economy is still doing fine, and they're actually going to be tightening monetary policy here in the next couple of months. And the Dow Jones yesterday up by over another 200 points at an all-time record high. The Biden administration just before Christmas got its infrastructure bill passed, and that's going to inject billions of dollars into the U.S. economy. So the likes of Caterpillar and John Deere and the heavy equipment manufacturers, they all went up. Apple is almost a $3 trillion company as of this morning. And on the TSX, it's bank stocks. The Royal Bank has reclaimed its title as the the most valuable company in the country right now at $195 billion. It was surpassed over the past several months by Shopify out of Ottawa, but Shopify's seen a bit of a tumble here of late. And yesterday they kind of changed positions a little bit as the tech heavyweights are a little bit out of favor right now in the bank stocks. They're raising dividends, buying back stock, and they have been of late a very strong performer for investors.
Right. Shopify, it was surprising in the beginning of the pandemic, of course, it becoming the most valuable company in Canada as everyone was going,
E-commerce, that's what it's all about. And that stock and all of those, whether it was the likes of Zoom or Peloton or what have you, anything to do with that dynamic shift in the economy, it did really well, and now kind of cooling off a little bit to start the year.
All right, we're heading to the Consumer Electronics Show, and Sony now jumping into the pool when it comes to electric vehicles.
Yeah, showing this off. And this is a bit of a surprise that Sony's getting into the EV space. Maybe it isn't a surprise, considering everybody seems to be shifting to that. And if you're a tech company, Apple's been rumored for the longest time about getting into electric vehicles. Chrysler actually too unveiled an electric vehicle which will come out in 2028. They're a little bit later than some of their counterparts, but this is the changing dynamic that we've talked about in the electric vehicle space. Tesla sold 300,000 plus electric vehicles in the fourth quarter of last year alone. So the shift is on. Certainly, it's a question of getting these cars to market. And the infrastructure, all the charging platforms. I mean, case in point, yesterday we saw that massive car backlog on I-95 because of the wind. What do you do if you're in an electric car at that point?
That's it.
Just a question, right?
Yeah.
And people were running out of gas anyway, so it didn't really matter. But the Consumer Electronics Show is on. Just going like a lot of companies are going virtual, but there's going to be a lot of people there too.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow.
See ya.